Top of the day, my loves. Nope, still haven't been to sleep yet. No, I have not. It's 5:26 in the morning. And I'm staring at the window as the waning crescent moon rises at 5:26 in the morning. That's a little odd. But as I'm laying here and thinking and feeling and so wishing I had a blunt or a joint right now, just so I can go to sleep. But that's not in the cards. I told you guys in my earlier video that today was the day, or yesterday was the day that I stopped smoking again. So the only symptom I have when I stop smoking, besides the feeling and the desire of wanting it, is insomnia. And so I have time to think. And I was thinking about addictions, which, wanting to smoke led me down this path of thinking. And as spiritual beings, it gets uncomfortable for us in these avatars sometimes, right? And when I say it gets uncomfortable for us, I mean emotions, feelings. Because today I just was overwhelmed with emotions, and it just started out of like nowhere. I didn't wake up like this. But it doesn't take much to trigger you or me. I don't know who that was meant for, but I was thinking of myself and not of you. So whatever you thought of at that moment when I said you, that triggers you, that's the most important one you need to pay attention to. And so my trigger is abandonment, which is where all the feelings come from. I had to narrow it down. Yeah, I was thinking about me being 46 and not having a family of my own. But what it comes down to is that I am a motherless child. My mom is still alive, but she was unable to care or nurture us the way her mother would normally, I'll say. Her having to deal with my dad abusing her and a lot going on. But then being raised by narcissistic parents, my stepfather, very narcissistic. And inhabits the energy of that Hitler principality and the patriarchal religion, which to me, they're one and the same. They're based off the same principles. And so as I'm laying here, I'm like, well, why do you want to smoke so bad? And it's really because I want to escape the thoughts that I have. Not even so much the thoughts, but the feelings that are coming up. When you go through your spiritual journey and you discover things that are not true in your life and the people around you that are not true, it brings on a whole nother set of emotions. It's kind of like, you grew up And I've always known I had abandonment issues. But I didn't say they were abandonment issues. I likened them to separation anxiety. But really the root is abandonment. I was abandoned as a baby. I know a little bit about my upbringing. I know my mom wasn't one to hold you when you cried. Not that generation wasn't about that. They thought if they picked you up, they spoiled you. And to hear my mom say that, I used to try and make her give me a hug. That says a lot. And then there's another piece of the puzzle where I got sick as a baby and my mom sent me to my grandmother's house so she can heal me. So today I asked God, was I broken? When you've been dealing with a narcissist for so long, you lose sight of who you are. And on the journey of getting back to who you are, you realize all that you lost. Granted, during the time, you didn't think you lost anything. You thought you were loving completely. And you thought you were honoring yourself. Until the rose-colored glasses shattered. And you realize that's not the case at all. And so when I watch all these videos about narcissists and black magic, and it's like, damn, I need help. And so today it probably just started. I'm trying to think of when it started. Probably a video. Oh, I laughed all day today too. Watching silly videos, just trying to break the monotony of what I was feeling. And so I asked God, was I broken? Was I broken beyond repair? I have hope. Always have. But I've been through so much. And you question yourself on whether or not you're able to love. Again, unconditionally. After you've loved and it was unrequited or unreturned, for whatever the reason may be. And so as I lay here looking at the stars, I asked God again, was I broken? My heart doesn't feel broken anymore. Not like it used to when it used to cause me pain. Now it's just memories of what I feel like I've lost. And I know time is an illusion. But it doesn't feel like an illusion when you're 46 and no babies and no husband and pretty much no family. Family to me is not blood. Family is supportive. Family is loving and caring and loyal. I used to define it as, blood. I did. I used to define it that way pretty much my whole life until I was showed different. That broke my heart. I spent years trying to get my family to see things and to know things and to see me. pretty much I tried to get them to love me back. It hasn't happened yet. So I've stopped trying. But it does make you feel lonely. And so I asked God, was I broken? But as I lay here thinking about wanting to smoke, I recognize that it's because I want to escape what I'm feeling. I think I felt abandoned enough. I think I felt alone enough. I think I felt unloved enough, unsupported enough. But just because I think that doesn't mean that it is so. Because I'm still here in the same space, not mentally but physically. And I know with my separation comes my elevation and the support that I desire and the love that I require and the companionship. But given all that I've been through with the emotional and physical and mental abuse, and I sugarcoated it because I had on rose-colored glasses. I gave people excuses for what they did. And I have yet to have the means to seek professional help. And so I read, I study, I look at videos trying to heal myself. But I was triggered today. Anything can trigger me though, and it be happy triggers. But it still makes me feel what I've lost. But I never had it in the first place, so how could I lose something I didn't have? It was an illusion. Everybody else around me knew I didn't have it, I just didn't know. I don't have anyone to call me and see how I'm doing. I don't have anyone to check up on me. I don't. No one tells me they love me. No one says how you're doing. Are you okay? I could be in my room all day and no one sees me. No one will knock on the door just to check and see how I'm doing. I had a migraine and I was looking for medicine. I had such a migraine. And I asked people in my family if they had anything. And I have a history of migraines, so they know they've had to take me to the emergency room for me to get shot of Demerol or something. And my mom was here, my sister was here. And I'm asking, and no one is saying anything, right? So I'm like, okay. And I told them I had a headache, got a migraine. I literally had to beg. I asked my sister to use her car. She told me I had to wait until her husband moved. I said, well, when he was moving his car, She said, I don't know. I said, okay. I'm literally almost in tears because my head is banging. So I asked my mom to use her car. But I had to beg them for change. Like, first I was like, do you have a couple of dollars so I can go get some medicine? I don't have any money. So I said, well, you have any change? My mom said she only had $5 and she was putting that in a gas tank. So when I asked her to use her car, she said, well, I don't have a lot of gas. I said, okay, I'm just going around the corner. I literally couldn't even really see. I had to drive with my eyes closed. So I get to the store. I get it. I look in the car and my mom has a half a tank of gas. That is what you call gaslighting and making you feel as if you are a bother. You are a nuisance. When they gaslight you, they don't want you taking up space. That's how people try to dim your light. I got the medicine. I'm grateful. But it's moments like that, on days like this, when I reflect and I recognize what I miss. During that day and that whole weekend, I didn't even think about it. But today, it's like, well, dang. It'd be nice for someone to check up on me, to see how I'm doing. Per like he does, though, in his own way. But right now, he's not worried about me. He's trying to get outside. And he knows it's too early for him to even go outside. So I don't even know what that meow is about. Today was an emotional day. So I think today I'm just going to sleep. I don't feel like being bothered. But I recognize I was trying to get out of my body. I wanted to get out of my body. I didn't want to feel. I was still forced to feel it though. So I just let the tears flow. Just because I didn't feel like writing. I didn't deserve the treatment I received. I've known that my whole life. But now that I know why I received that treatment, it's like, damn, when it's going to be my turn? When am I going to be supported the way I supported? When am I going to be loved the way I loved? It's not happened yet. It makes me sad to think that I've never been loved. I wouldn't have thought that though, until I came on my spiritual journey and my eyes were open. I wouldn't have thought that. I made excuses for people. Oh, they were this. Oh, they were that. Oh, they had this upbringing. This is not my life. I be thinking I need therapy. Like, I've been saying that for years. And when I have the means to do it, then something happens, like working out. Something happens. I'm just tired of things happening. I hope you guys are doing well. It's okay to have days like this. You can watch my videos and see, for the most part, I'm hopeful, cheerful. But I have my days. They're very few and far between, but I have them. You know it is too early for you to go outside, and you're not going outside right now. The sun is not even up yet. Per Lucky Bailey. Stop making all that noise because you're not going outside right now. Sometimes it's not meant for us to escape. We have to deal with it. And so, today was my day to deal with it. Oh, trust and believe, I looked. But God said, no, not today, my love. So I've been sober, which means those thoughts come up. And I have to deal with them. My physical situation is not a representation of what God and my honorable ancestors have in store for me, that I know. It still doesn't stop me from feeling what I feel, because they're inside and I have to deal with them. Anyone who deals with abandonment issues knows what I mean. It's crazy because I always knew I felt abandoned because of my dad being gone. But I never realized I was abandoned as a child and from my family too. Aunts, uncles, cousins. I had a cousin kick me in the back of the leg, sever my Achilles tendon, and then act like she didn't do it. That's crazy, right? I've dealt with that type of behavior from the people around me my whole life. And this is after I was taking her son and everything for the summer. Give her a break. But she didn't even ask me if I needed a plate of food or anything. I was incapacitated for almost a whole year because I didn't have a job and I didn't have the money to have surgery. So I had to have my foot all the way up damn near to my, not thigh, but to my knee, with my foot pointed downward at like a 45-degree angle for almost a whole year. First half was in a cast and the second half was in a boot. I didn't have physical therapy. I did the therapy myself. I had just moved back from Texas. But I've dealt with that my whole life. I dealt with that type of unsupportiveness from the people I care about my whole life. But I didn't recognize that's what it was because I really never needed them. I handled things my own. Well, the moment I needed them, I was shown the truth. It just happened later in my life. I kind of wish it would have happened in my 20s. But it didn't. And so I pray you all are having a wake-up call and you don't wait until you're 46 to open your eyes to see who and what is around you. If they're not supporting you now and showing you love when you don't need their help, really, what makes you think they're going to help you when you actually do need their help and you're in a bind? Namaste, Ashe, Mazel Tov.